YouTube, how's it freaking going? Welcome back to another video. Hope your guys' weekend was great, and for you people that celebrate it, happy Easter. Hope you guys spent some time with your loved ones. Whether you believe in that sort of religion or not, or you celebrate it or not, you should always spend time with your family. There's always an opportunity to spend time with those loved ones. And as I preach, guys, time is short. You never know what tomorrow's gonna bring. But if you have your loving parents and family in your life, always make time for them. But I hope you guys did something progressive as well, and to make you get closer towards your goals. I gotta tell you guys, everything that you guys are doing, all that hardship, choosing to eat that healthy meal rather than eating that fast food, taking a little bit extra time at the gym, or taking a little bit extra in your sleep, because I do preach recovery, will pay off, guys, right? It might not pay off today, it might not pay off tomorrow, it might not pay off in a month, but it will pay off. And that is the reality of it. When you do good things, they'll just compile upon each other and build up to an amazing peak, right? And that peak might take a little bit of time, but that's where that delayed gratification element comes into play. But I just want to tell you guys that those efforts you're putting in, they will pay off. And those efforts that you're not paying in, well, they'll also have a consequence, right? And the reality of it is, a lot of people are afraid to start. They have all these made up illusions in their brain of, oh, I'm not good enough to start, or whatever the case may be. We don't need to go down the endless list of excuses, because it is endless. There's always a fucking excuse. But the longer you wait to start, the longer it's going to take to achieve it. And that's the reality of it, guys. And it's not just, it isn't about achieving, guys. It's about doing. It's about loving the process. I said it before, but I'll say it again. You guys shouldn't look at goals as the outcome. You should look at goals as, am I willing to endure what I need to endure to achieve this goal? Because at the end of the day, like, everyone wants, to be a millionaire. Everyone wants to have a nice body at the gym. But are you willing to cut out bad food from your diet, right? Are you willing to not go out with your friends to save money? And there's no right or wrong answer to that. And it's all based upon your guys' values. But you got to remember that if you guys want those things, you're not just going to get it like that. It's going to require you guys to do certain things, sacrifice certain things. You know what I mean? So if you guys aren't willing to sacrifice those very things and do those hard things, those challenging things that make these things have value, then you really don't want that goal. You just want what it is. So think about it that way, guys. Really, really, truly think about it that way. It's all about what you're willing to endure, and not what you're willing to get. So remember that. That's the Chris's talk wrapped up in a nutshell for today. But I hope you guys do learn something from this, because this is me talking from what I've experienced. And I'm still young. I still got plenty of years to experience things. And that's the beauty of life. Non-stop learning. There's always ways to learn more. There's always ways to get better. It's about finding those ways and looking for them, because you won't find something you're not looking for, guys. So if you're not challenging yourself to become better, I have a challenge for you. If you're watching this video, do something challenging today. Some people, it might be going to the gym. Some people, it might be going out of their comfort zone. And I guess that's kind of in essence what it all is. But go up to your cashier when you're getting your coffee in the morning and ask for a discount. I've seen podcast on podcast about that. It's to build, or rather mitigate your social anxiety. Just do things that make you feel uncomfortable. Because the reality of it is, when you do something enough, it eventually becomes comfortable. Remember that, guys. And without further ado, it's freaking gym time. Okay, we're gonna start off with leg extensions. Now, I have found that doing leg extensions at the beginning of the workout, it's been quite a good exercise to warm up with. And also have tried a new sort of warm-up routine, okay? So, we're gonna have to wait to go actual in depth of the warm-up routine until we hit 1,000 subs, so we have some form of a milestone to celebrate it. Well, I'll actually show you guys the types of warm-ups that I do. So there's dynamic movements that you could do for warm-ups. No static movements at the beginning of the workout, we do at the end. But I was watching this podcast with Chris Williamson, Modern Wisdom, with Dr. Mike Israetel. Okay, if you guys don't know who that is, very, very knowledgeable guy. You can learn a lot from him. But what he was talking about with his particular warm-up is a 12-8-4. So basically you do 12 reps of a weight that you could do for 30. Not to, exert yourself too much, but just, again, to warm up, right? And then you choose a weight that you could do for, rather that you do for 8 reps, and I believe you could do for 15 or something like that. and then you do that obviously for 8, and you're taking a rest in between as well, right? So I've also spoken upon the resting situation, right? But I tell you guys a minute, and that's only applicable for me. Everyone has a different sort of resting time that they need, but by timing your rest, you also have another gauge of the progressive overload. So it is good to look at it that way, but at the same time, if I choose to do a minute rest and I rest for a minute and I feel like I can't do the exercise properly because I'm fatigued, then there's no point in me actually doing it, right? Because I'm just gonna do cheap ass reps, and it also increases the ability of me injuring myself. So you gotta remember that. But the last one you do is 4 reps, which I think is something you could do for 10. So you're not trying to exert yourself too much, you're just trying to warm yourself up, right? And he says to do that, I can't remember exactly, so I don't want to quote him on whether or not he also matches that with dynamic movements. But he was also mentioning, and something I should also say is, when you're doing a dynamic warm-up, you shouldn't be doing it for too long, okay? Some people do a dynamic warm-up for like 20, 30 minutes, and then what? They got 30 minutes to go work out? You just gotta remember that. So you don't wanna do it for too long, but you wanna do it enough to where you're not injuring yourself. You shouldn't just jump in and slap on a heavy fucking weight. But we're gonna work into this. We've done our warm-up with the 12, 8, 4, and now we're gonna be doing 8 to 12 reps. Okay, so 8 to 12 reps is what I like to aim for, but as Dr. Mike Israetel said, anything from 5 to 30 reps will achieve hypertrophy, which is getting muscles, right? Hypertrophy is what you're aiming for if you're trying to bodybuild. That's the type of training style that we do, and the rep range is that we should be aiming for anywhere from 5 to 30 as long as it's close to failure, which is something I need to speak upon a bit more, but that's for a different exercise that we'll talk about. But let's get this shit done. I'm gonna be doing, first set I did 12, so 10, I increased the weight, and then I put it for another baby weight. I used both the baby weights, trying to remember, but we're gonna do this about 8 reps is what I hit last time when I felt like I couldn't go much more. So let's get this shit done. Really controlling it. Bringing it all the way back. I see a lot of people go on this machine and they don't bring it all the way back. Get that full range out of the machine. Three more. Two. Three. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you. See, a guy just was gonna walk in front, but he walked behind it. Remember, guys, if you ever see me recording or you see someone else recording, walk in front of the camera, right? They don't own the gym. I don't own the gym. I don't expect people to fucking walk behind the camera. But we're doing this for 4 sets. That's number 2. Remember, this is just a warm up, right? We're gonna work into squats and stuff like that, but let's get this shit done. I haven't hit leg day in a little bit, to be honest, and I can already tell you guys that my legs are definitely gonna be super fatigued tomorrow. Gonna have to make sure I'm drinking plenty of water as well, because there is a good chance I'm gonna have some muscle spasms when I get home, but we're still gonna work through it. We're gonna make sure we're gauging it the correct way, of course, where we're not gonna injure ourselves. And we're giving ourselves adequate rest, but we're working into some hamstring curls, which, I mean, you guys should always make sure you're hitting hamstrings, right? I don't know, some people like to split it up with 2 different leg days. One's targeting the glutes, quads, calves or whatnot, and they hit calves both times. And some people like to hit the abductors, you know, the hamstrings. Just kind of depends on what type of split you guys do. I like to do a generalized leg day, and perhaps we'll start hitting it twice a week. I do think you should be hitting it about twice a week, but you should also make sure that you're hitting it correctly in terms of the amount of sets, because there is a point in time where you're overworking it, right? So you just got to remember that. But I do also want to talk, because I do talk about like the range of motions and your tempo, and tempo is very important. For you guys that don't know tempo, basically just controlling the weight. Control your negatives, control your positives. Sometimes hold the isometric hold, and I mean, there's 2 different types of the isometric, right? There's one at the bottom, and then you come up, that's your concentric. And then right here is also an isometric, and your eccentric is the way down, right? So, I mean, I don't like to hold the isometric too much, but if I do, I'll be holding it when I'm at the stretch position. So specific to the leg extensions, it'll be when I have the weight up, right? Because when I have it down, there's really no pressure on me there. Just kind of holding it, it's still a point in my opinion. Maybe I guess to slow it down, bring it back slowly, but hold it for a second at most, and similar at the top. I mean, I'm not too big on holding it too long, but controlling the eccentrics and the concentrics are important. And there will be points at times where I'll have Shahir count my tempo for me. If you guys have a partner, it's always good, because sometimes you think you're holding it for or you're rather doing it 3-second tempo on an eccentric, and you're only doing it for like a second, right? Because it's hard to count the number in your head when you're doing it. So when you have a partner, that's good as well. I mean, right now, like I've said before, guys, I want to push close to failure, right? I should be about 1 to 3 reps close to failure. So that's what I'm more so gauging on rather than tempo, but I don't want to go over 12 reps. So if I'm able to do a bit more than 12 reps at a specific weight, then obviously first step would be to increase the weight, but also controlling the tempo a bit more is a good way to make sure every rep's counting and you're getting the most out of every rep. But I don't want to chit chat too long. I think you guys have seen this before, where we like to go scooch forward a bit. That way we can get more range of motion. And I really do want to maximize the range of motion, because that is another crucial thing to growth, right? If I'm limiting my range of motion, I'm limiting the amount of the amount of gains I'm going to get out of an exercise. So you guys gotta remember that, but I'm going to work right into this. First set I did 12, but the tempo is definitely altering at the end. So let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to count it. It's hard to count it while actually doing it. But that's kind of a depiction of what it is, guys. So this is the eccentric, isometric at the top here, and now this is the concentric. And this is isometric, and they say the eccentric is where you get the most muscular hypertrophy. So if you are trying to train for that style, this is the most important part of the movement, which is obviously the negatives. Fucking feeling it, guys, already. I'm gonna do 2 more, but I gotta take a little pause in between. 1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2. So you guys gotta push yourself, right? I mean, those last 2 movements were definitely the quickest in terms of the tempo, but I felt like I had those 2 in the tank. So of course, as I said, you wanna train close to that failure mark. Let's get this shit done. We're doing this for 4 sets. Okay, we got the double mics going. We're gonna put him through a tempo rep for the calf raise. Seated calf raise, guys. Now, with this particular movement, I'm very, very big advocate of making sure that you guys are controlling the tempo. And I should depict to you guys how we do that when there's 2 of us, right? So this is actually something new that I'm implementing, which is actually counting out his reps for him. So basically the concentric on this is gonna be for 4 seconds. And then the isometric at the top, we're gonna hold for 2 seconds. The eccentric gonna be 5. So it's quite a long rep if you really do the math there. I just finished my set, I did 8, and my calves are burning. But we're gonna make sure that we're making it count. He's gonna hit at least 8. So let's get this shit done. Let's go, Shahir. So kick this out of the way, go all the way down. Let's go, so 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold for 2. 1, 2, down now. 1, 2, slower. 3, 4. Let's go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2, down for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We gotta control it a bit more. Let's go for 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2, down for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. Now down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. Hold it. 1, 2. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. Down for 5. Last one. Make it count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good shit. That's good. How'd that feel?
Calves burn.
Sit there for a sec. Sit there for a sec. In comparison to doing the tempo reps versus just doing the regular reps, which do you feel it more out of?
Nah, the tempo reps, because like it goes slower.
Because you control it, right? So definitely throw tempo reps into your set.
Yeah, I felt my feet, my toes slipping off of the machine.
It's kind of a machine malfunction, right?
Yeah.
It's a little slippery, wear and tear.
Yeah.
But we're doing 4 sets of this. Get it done. All right, so unfortunately the Smith machine is taken. And I was hoping to do this particular movement on the Smith machine, but that's okay. We're gonna do goblin squats. For you guys that know, you know, aka goblet squats. But basically what we're gonna be doing, because we're not gonna do the full range of motion, we're gonna be doing full length partials. And for you guys that aren't aware what full length partials are, it's basically, in terms of this, we're gonna start down, we're gonna come up halfway, right? I feel like it's very optimal because my muscles are most engaged when I'm past a certain point and when my knees aren't locked out, right? So I'm gonna be going halfway there. So it is kind of a cheat rep, right? It's typically something like people like to throw in to get past that point of failure. That way you can really exert yourself, but at the same time, it's also good because you can get a heavier weight and do it. Definitely would leave this to more experienced lifters, of course. I was hoping to do it on Smith machine, but it's okay. Shout out Jeff Nippard for this one too, because I did see a video about him talking about it on the Smith machine, but as said, it is taken. We're not gonna stand around and fucking wait for it because trying to get a good workout in, right? So we're just gonna work with what we have, which is of course gonna be the goblet squats. We're gonna start off with 90. Remember, 8 to 12 reps, want to aim for that mark. And yeah, you're gonna notice I'm not going all the way up. It's gonna be halfway, right? Full length partial. So make sure I'm in that contraction position at all times. And one thing I need to mention, guys, is make sure your feet are nice and close, right? Because if I make my feet too far, I'm not hitting my quads as much as I am when they're closer, right? Because typically speaking, when you're hitting your quads, because your elbow, or sorry, your knee is going in front of your toes, right? So when you're squatting, you're coming down, that's what's emphasizing the work on your quads, right? So if I'm going in a sumo stance, I'm hitting more of my glutes, right? So I'm trying to hit my quads, trying to get the quads good, and I'm trying to hit my glutes, right? But narrow stance on this. I like to use a plate that way I have a bit of elevation on my heels, which helps my positioning and also lets me get a little bit more deeper, I think. You guys could mess around with it. I'm using a 45 pound weight, plate, but everyone's plates are different. So this one's a little thicker. Typically when we do this, I use a 25, but I decided I'll give the 45 a shot today, and the first set felt good. So we'll stick with it for now. We're gonna go right into this. Remember, we're starting down. Feel a bounce there. 2, 3, 4. 8. I really felt that. I'm gonna up the weight by 5 pounds to 95, but to get a little bit more rest that I'm going to be getting because of talking. Like when Shahir and I are going, we just go one after another. But of course, as I said earlier, guys, you gotta gauge your rest right. If you don't feel like you could do the set, you feel too fatigued where you're not gonna get the stimulus required to get the muscle growth, then give yourself a little bit extra rest, but don't rest too long because you're just gonna be in the gym longer and it's kind of pointless, to be fair. So just remember that, but we're gonna get this shit done. Shahir, hit us with some Monday motivation.
Monday motivation, eh?
Yeah.
I'm honestly tired. I'm trying to think of something.
It's the last set here though. We're finishing off strong, doing some lunges.
Yeah, for sure.
So with some Monday motivation, you have to get to the people.
I'll say probably, you know, choose your heart. The heart, like, choose the heart of regret or choose the heart of being disciplined.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say for right now.
What's like powering you through this workout?
What's powering me through this workout?
Mentally.
Mentally, I'm working out with you, so there's no slacking off.
There's no
Yeah.
Accountability.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Accountability, that's the word.
Okay, we're doing 8 each leg of lunges here, so let's see this shit.
All right.
4 sets. Set number 1.
All right.
Bring your lead leg forward a bit.
All right. 3.
What's the hardest thing about this exercise?
The hardest thing about the exercise. Honestly, my legs are tired from the last workouts, so that's what's making it hard right now.
We don't stop when we're tired or sore though. We stop when we're done, yeah?
Yeah.
So we got 3 more sets of this shit. Let's get it. We have made it home safely. Guys, if you're new, hit that sub button. We didn't hit the goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by April 1st. But I always say, guys, it's not about actually getting the outcome of a goal that matters. It's about the process and the person you become on the way towards it. And of course, you're gonna hit with hardships and whatnot. And in this case, it's a very moderate hardship because at the end of the day, man, it's just a number. It's all about becoming better. And that's what really matters. And that's what really gauges your success or whatnot, is if you're becoming better and showing up every single day, because small habits lead to big habits and small changes lead to big changes. So remember that, guys. But I appreciate all the love and support. At the time of this recording, we're at 873 subscribers. We made a good push, guys, and I appreciate everyone who's on this journey with me, and I appreciate all you guys who are going to be subscribing. So hit that sub button, because we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Let's try to hit it by the end of mid-April, April 15th. Let's do it. We got this shit. All we gotta do is just keep being consistent, doing the very things we need to do, and of course becoming better. Because at the end of the day, guys, if I was someone who deserved 1,000 subscribers, then I would have 1,000 subscribers. It's as simple as that. So I just gotta become better, and that's all that is to it. Do something amazing today, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment down below what you guys are grateful for and what your 2024 goals are, guys. Because 2024, we're 4 months in now. We gotta make something happen, guys. That's a quarter of the way through. We gotta keep fucking pushing, keep doing the very things we need to do, because 2024 should be a year of success and wealth and growth, guys. And that's what we aim for every single day. Remember, gotta focus on the journey and not the outcome. All right, very, very important. Hit the post notification bell so you guys never miss a video. 5 videos a week, guys. 5 freaking videos a week. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Have a blessed day. Do what you need to do and find your impetus. Goodbye.